Hey everyone, welcome back to Adobe Live. I'm Jack, and I'm joined by Jack, Jack Faulkner specifically. Jack is an Adobe Live frequent flyer. He was on earlier this week on TikTok going through Photoshop Mobile and showcasing his process with the new AI assistant. And today he's going to be working in Photoshop with the new Rotate object, going through that process and showing us a number of different use cases, correct?
Absolutely. I've got a lot planned for today, and I'm
Awesome.
excited to dive right in.
Great. And I'm guessing our astronaut friend might be joining us a little bit later in the stream. If you're not
Absolutely.
familiar with Jack's work, well, maybe our mod can throw Jack's Instagram in the chat. But Jack frequently has a little astronaut friend called Zero that shows up in a lot of projects. If you are in our live chat, watching the replay on Behance or on YouTube, feel free to leave a comment or ask questions as we go along. But for now, I'm actually going to hand it over to Jack to get us started today.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for that lovely introduction. I've now got the vibe set, got all the lights ready. Today we're
Nice.
going to be showcasing the Rotate tool in Photoshop. It's by far one of the best releases we've had in a very long time. Going to be showcasing a few little different scenarios, how you can do different assets, you can do different animals, and then I'm going to be showcasing how to build this into a real design inspired by a movie that I watched last night. The movie I watched last night was actually called Project Hail Mary, and it's a whole space kind of one. Jack, I'm not sure if you've seen this movie, you've heard of it,
I have not,
but
but like everybody is talking about it. So
honestly, probably the best movie I've seen this year and in a very long time. A lot of my designs, I use an astronaut named Zero, who I hide in all my designs. So I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a spin-off, and we're going to do Project Zero Hail Mary kind of thing. But without further ado, I'm going to get into the tool and show you straight away how you can use it. So on screen, you'll be able to see I've got a PNG of an elephant. Usually, if I wanted to change the perspective of this said elephant, I would have to first remove the background, and then cut it out, and then maybe use some different kind of perspective warp tools or anything like that. And it just takes such a long time. And half the time, the results just don't look good. Like, I'm going to be so real with you. This tool, it just changes everything and it's insane. So we're going to wait for the background to get removed. It should take only a second, but today is taking a little bit longer than usual, but it's all good. Here we go.
should be good.
So we have the guy. A little tip to how I use this tool is when you remove the background, you're going to be pushed onto a masked layer. What you're going to want to do is go to the original area, and then you can straight away press the transform image, which will then take you into the rotate tool. However, I actually kind of like turning it into a smart object straight away. So you can, if you're on Mac, I'm on Mac, you can press Option and oh, you do not do that. You press Control and then turn it into a smart object. But I've actually created a hotkey to turn it into a smart object. So all I need to do is press Command and then Dash, and it will automatically turn it into a hotkey, which is very, very, very helpful. And then from here, all you need to do is go to the contextual taskbar. If you don't have the taskbar popped up, go to Window and then press contextual taskbar, and it will then be appeared on the screen. Then you're going to press the transform image button and then rotate object. And then this is where the magic really comes into play. And I'm super excited to show you.
Very cool.
So, Jack, do you ever use Photoshop at all, or what's your main kind of software?
I'm mostly an Illustrator girly, but I do use Photoshop mostly for photo editing. I don't do a lot of like Photoshop painting kind of stuff, but I'm always amazed by the stuff people can do with like image composites.
Absolutely.
My brain struggles to work that way, but I feel like you're really good at like layering things and having the lighting all kind of be consistent. So I'm excited to see how you work with this tool today.
Absolutely. So the tool is now loaded, and you're given three different options. The first one will quite literally blow your mind, and you're literally able to
What?
completely rotate this tool. So like, bear in mind, this was just a PNG image.
Yeah.
It now just completely changes it, and you're able to do any kind of position. You're also able to change and like rotate it from the top, and it generates everything, and from the bottom. It's so good. So I'm gonna try and level this. You're
If
also given a perspective area as well, which is so
Oh,
nice.
wow. See, I didn't even know that. You're showing me stuff I didn't even know about today. That's really cool.
Absolutely. One thing to note and keep in mind is this doesn't kill the quality. It just makes the quality a little bit less, like low resolution, just in the preview. So
Mm,
then when you then do press OK, it will then bring back the
render it.
quality
Yeah.
and it's really good. So it doesn't turn your computer into um, an airfield sounding like an airplane because that happens way too much. So it's, these little peace of mind kind of things work really nicely.
Yeah,
And there we
that's
have it. So
I would have
it's
never even
just
thought about
amazing.
that. To like, you don't want to have the full resolution render the whole time because it'll really start to
Absolutely.
drag. Yeah.
So now what we are given is this brand new perspective, and this isn't in a fixed area. So I can actually move this and it's not distorting it at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it slightly bigger. Then I'm going to be using the harmonize tool. And this harmonize tool will, well, harmonizes the entire thing, adds in the shadows, adds in any detailing that may have been removed in the process, but it's just it's so good. As soon as this came out, I did a load of videos over on my Instagram. I do a lot of educational videos, and a lot of them went viral, which was really cool. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, see, this is the tool that I need. The harmonize. Because I'm
Oh,
so like
oh yeah,
it's really hard in some cases. You have to have a pretty good understanding of like lighting scenarios, different lighting scenarios to match something to an existing scene. So this is
definitely.
super handy. And the
So
cat
given
and
a
of course
couple
the cast
options.
shadow too.
Yeah, the shadow's really nice. Given a few options, and if you don't really like them, you can always go back into them. Also, there is a mask, so you can actually, remove any areas or anything like that. So I'm gonna get a little soft brush and then change the opacity. Normally, what I do with the opacity, at the top here, I find this way too long, so you can actually just press on your keyboard, press like 4, and it changes it to 40%, which is
Oh,
really
nice.
nice. And then for flow or fill, press shift and then 6 and it changes it as well. So again, you can literally paint things back in however you like, but I'm actually going to get us straight into the next scenario. So the next one is going to be for assets. With a lot of my assets, I I love them. Like I love finding brand new assets, but sometimes,
Do you have like a
the angle just
library that you had? Like, is it all like
my
organized?
my library is humongous. My library is just uncomfortably big.
Yeah,
Um,
I believe it.
but a lot of the time, absolutely. But a lot of the time as well, like this is where the tool really comes into play. So I'm actually not going to isolate any of this image. It's going to do it for me, which is really nice. It's going to press the transform tool, rotate again, and it's going to be able to give me so many different perspectives and different outcomes for the design, which is really handy.
So we've
So
we've
we're
taken
gonna
a look at sort of the a subject basically the elephant. Now we're taking a look at how you can kind of use it on different elements that you might want to layer in your scene. Things that are like details like these rocks are gonna kind of layer into our compositions. Oh wow, that's so cool.
definitely it's actually so
Well,
awesome
because it's
and
like
just gives so
it's
many
so hard
things.
sometimes, even if you are like really skilled with Photoshop, it can be hard to like visualize what this stuff looks like in space. Like to even
100%.
understand like, all right, not just I want this from a different perspective, but like to know like how to do that, like mentally what you want it to look like, to be able to visualize that can be difficult. So
It can be so challenging, and especially when working with clients. So, say I've got a
yeah.
client design and I need it done tonight. I
Yeah.
don't have the time for it. It might even be like a mock-up kind of design. So, this works really well for the mockups because
Wow, look
I
at
can
that.
give different kind of assets, but also with the harmonize tool, I don't have to spend ages, going in, doing all the shadows myself, just for the client to be like, I don't like it. Let's do something else. It's just like it saves you so much time. Also, the rotate tool is also in Illustrator. It's just called turntable. So
Big
it's,
fan.
it
I'm
gives that
a
as well.
big fan of Turntable personally myself.
Oh,
Let me
really?
know in the chat
Oh,
if
it's
you've used any of
perfect.
these tools before, if you've tried them out, or if you're gonna try them out today after the stream. Yeah, clients definitely 100%. They just don't understand. They know what they want,
No,
but they
literally.
don't understand like sometimes the amount of effort a change like that would
A
require. Like,
hundred
oh,
percent.
just can you just rotate it slightly? Like, oh god. Well, now you
No,
can.
literally. Which is so good. Also, all these images that I got here from Adobe Stock, so this is really good. And with Adobe Stock, I know you're not able to change like the angle of things, so the rotate tool helps really, really nicely. And again, I'm going to showcase here, and these are some of the assets that I'm going to be using for the final design, which I'm really excited to share. But yeah, this works the best with non-human objects just because of the AI model used. It doesn't work amazingly for like faces. It might warp it a little bit, but for objects like rocks or maybe some animals, it works really well for dogs as well, cats as well, of course. But it works really well for those kind of things. But yeah, it's just something to keep in mind. But
I
that is
have
super, super cool.
I have taken an image, and you'll probably see this at some point on stream. Maybe not today, but I took a picture of my dog, and I used Turntable and Illustrator to spin him around. So
Oh, really? How did it
yeah,
turn out?
pretty good. I was impressed because obviously I know what my dog looks like, so it was pretty accurate to seeing him at all angles. It was pretty
Most
fun,
definitely.
honestly.
And as well, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showcasing creating an image from scratch on here. So maybe using generative fill, creating an image of an animal or a helmet, and then see how it works with the rotate tool from something that doesn't actually exist. So it's really good on those kind of areas as well. But I want to showcase it with a car. So maybe this is a real case scenario where we have two images that work very nicely together. It's the same kind of vibe.
Hmm.
You finish the design, but the client says, I love it, but I want to change the entire car
Yeah,
to this photo. And you're like, oh yeah, yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, that's easy, right?
yeah.
That's exactly what you want. So I'm going to show how we're going to be able to do this as like a bit of a mock-up. It saves you a lot of time. So I'm going to hide this first layer. Then I'm going to be using the selection brush, which is actually my favorite kind of selection tool in Photoshop. It just makes things super, super easy. I'm just going to get rid of this car first.
Back in my day, we had to do this
Oh,
by
trust me,
hand.
back in my day too, I remember cutting out an image and it
Oh
taking
yeah.
literally like an hour cutting out an image. And I can also remember doing it with a lasso tool, not a pen tool, which was questionable to do. So I'm going to remove this from the scene. Of course, if you were doing this properly, you would want to spend a bit more time doing the shadows and everything properly correct. But for now, we're just going to be showcasing a lot of the Gen AI tools. See, that didn't work too well, so I'm actually going to press Command Z and do generative fill and just do fill and expand and just put remove the car and shadows. Shadows.
Gonna say hi to
I
a couple
find that,
people joining the chat. We've got Dino, we've got
oh,
Drew,
Dino, nice.
Monica. Yeah, Dino's another frequent flyer to your streams and
Very frequent,
specifically.
very frequent.
Umacorn, and then of course our mod Idara. I feel like you would have liked Idara's stream this morning on TikTok. It was also very space themed. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Yeah, I love space. I don't know what it is because I can't even like name all the planets, but I just love them. Like I have no knowledge for space and that kind of stuff, but I'm pretty good at Photoshop, so I think that's where I can, show it off a little bit.
And Drew's
So
saying,
we're
I
going to
used to
remove these areas.
have to do crazy hard photo compositing and retouching for advertising. Now generative AI makes my life so much easier. Yeah.
Oh, so much easier. And the thing is as well, it's not replacing you, it's just giving you the like a super tool.
Right.
These tools aren't here to replace you. They're not here to replace your creativity. They're just here to, level the playing field with other AI kind of softwares. It's like, oh, I remember when AI first came out, I was like, why would I bother now using Photoshop when people can just type in a prompt? Well, now that Photoshop's implementing so many different AI workflow and like speeding up kind of things. Now it's like, okay, now I want to use Photoshop more and see what I can do. So it's really, really good.
I think maybe when the tools first kind of came out, people thought it was going to be a magic kind of bullet, like one and done kind of
Absolutely.
thing. But it really does require like your uh your vision,
Yeah,
like how you
100%. I
want
agree.
things to look in order, to actually create something compelling. You know what I mean? Like actual,
Oh, 100%.
your vision and stuff. So here comes their
But
car.
this would have taken so long.
Oh yeah.
This would have taken hours, hours and hours and hours, so much stress, and probably for like $100. Like it just wouldn't be worth it. So
I
here we
used
go.
to at a in a previous life at an agency that I worked at, did stuff for um
Oh
a
wow,
public
that looks
transit,
really cool.
like a local public transit, and it was a lot of like putting buses in different scenes and things like that. You don't even think about like cleaning up the concrete so that it looked like a really pristine kind of environment that they wanted the
Oh,
bus to be in.
100%.
So yeah,
I
and
used,
all that
I used
stuff
to
can
do a
be
lot of
done
cover art.
so much easier now with AI, like to just get rid of all
Oh,
that kind of stuff. So
100%. I used to do so much cover art for music artists, and there would be so many cases where I wish these tools came out sooner. Like I really wish. But look how cool this is. Like it's actually working super nicely. And
yeah,
of course,
yours
the
does
the
much too.
harmonize tool will do a good job, but it just gives me kind of a mock-up more than anything. For me, I'm a very visual person, so even for ideas, I need to instead of writing them down, I draw them, but my drawings are horrendous. So just doing this kind of workflow, it just helps me visualize them and visualize them to the client, and then once it's all confirmed, I can go into this properly, still use some of the tools that are showcasing now, but it just speeds up that kind of time. Also, that looks kind of crazy. Like the fact this took less than 5 minutes is insane. Like, how's it actually done this? This is insane. This feels
Yeah,
like an Adobe Max right now.
yeah, it does. It's but like you said, it takes before our options were like you had to sketch out you know something, a composition or something to share with the client and hope that they could understand what they were looking at, right? But now you can
Absolutely.
create kind of this proof of concept to share with them, and like right away if everybody's on the same page with the direction
100%.
before you spend a ton of time rendering it and going in and doing all that work. So
Totally. I'm not gonna lie, I knew this was gonna work, but I didn't realize it would work that well. Like this is so good.
well, the perspective,
Uh,
I didn't know about that perspective
Perspective's
thing.
crazy.
Yeah, that's
Perspective is probably the
cool.
most insane thing, especially because like, okay, say because it generates on a brand new layer every single time, so the whole process is non-destructive, which is really good. Again, something I wish I learned sooner because for about 5, 6 years, I didn't know what a mask was. I didn't know what a smart object was. So everything I was doing was destructive. So that was really, really good fun. But say here, you then show it to the client, and they're like, "Oh, I really like it, but the angles, it's not really working for me." You can go into the layers, remove the layer there, and then go back into the rotate tool and
Yeah.
work at it again. Like it's super, super nice that everything's like there, like everything's usable again, which I absolutely love. So that one's really, really cool. So should we get on to the next one? What do we think?
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
think we
Dino's
should.
saying that the Lambo surely has a nice bumper.
Yeah, the Lambo is definitely a dream car. What's everyone's dream car? Like in
Ooh.
the comments, comment down to like your dream car.
I I have a Subaru, so I'm pretty boring in that regard.
I swear Subarus are cool.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Well, I guess I'm part of the cool kids club if you say so.
You are 100%. Well, you're working with Adobe, you're automatically cool.
And I'm pretty boring in that I would just like I would like an all electric car at some point. Like I think that would be I'm
I'm not gonna
fascinated.
lie. If do you live in the city?
Kind of. Yeah, I live like 30 minutes outside of Chicago. So,
Oh, okay. Because where I live like in the pure countryside, so I don't have to worry about like traffic and like stop and
oh no,
start.
there's
So
a ton of traffic where I live, yeah.
yeah, that's so fair. That's so fair. So what I've done here is I've just used generative fill to kind of expand the scene a little bit, and then I'm gonna bring in my astronaut Zero, which has made his first
Yay!
appearance. Zero, let's
Riding a
go.
horse. I love these
Of
these
course.
scenarios that you come up with are just so like surreal to me. I just love it.
I I think it's super important because a lot of my work is tutorial based and showcasing new tools, and a lot of my work as well is just experimenting. Like I show my process of design work. One of my favorite challenges is actually putting on music for 5, 10 minutes, and then that's my time frame of creating a design,
I love that.
which again is it's a lot of fun. But back in the day, like 3 years ago, um, it wouldn't really be possible. It'd be very rushed. But with all these different kind of tools that are really speeding up my creative flow, I can actually do these challenges and actually have fun with it.
Yeah, that's like those timer challenges where people will put like a timer on, but I like the music
100%.
better because it's like
Yeah.
you've got, I don't know, I think that's a lot of fun. That's like a
I
more fun version.
Definitely. I mean, I've done it a few times where um, maybe a music artist has released a brand new song and I want to create a concept cover art of that song. I
Oh, that's a
don't
great idea.
design with intention. I just design with the vibe,
Yeah.
see what I can play with, see what I can do, and then I end up creating some pretty cool work. So this is just a really cool example of how human-like bodies and like figures work with this tool and see if it, distorts it, makes it work. And it actually does quite a nice job. So I'm going to turn it this way and then change the perspective slightly,
Nice.
maybe, or
Illustrator,
make it
get
like
on it with that
crazy.
perspective tool. That is I have
Oh,
learned something today,
100%.
and that is very cool. My favorite part.
The perspective is probably the best part. Also, I think it's insane how you can just completely turn it upside down. It
From
just makes no
nothing, and it
sense.
like doesn't,
Literally.
it understands that there's a horse, and like that's crazy to me. Like it understands all of the, you
Honestly.
know.
And even like these tools make me more creative than before. Like I was super creative before, don't get me wrong, but now it's given me opportunities to work with 3D. I'm not having to learn a brand new software to do a 3D perspective or something that I just wouldn't really use. Now I can just do it all in the same workflow, not having to go back and forth. I mean, the workflow that I use the most now is Photoshop, of course. Been using it for over 10 years, but also Firefly boards just to visualize everything and, come up with new ideas and everything. So that back and forth works super, super well, especially with a new update that came out. You can actually export straight into a Firefly board directly from Photoshop. So it's just, it's so good. I love it.
You
Like,
can
even if,
also
yeah.
push from a board now directly to Photoshop, so it's like goes
Oh,
both
yeah.
ways. Yeah.
100%. So we've got these, which are pretty good, but I would probably want to go into them with more depth and that kind of stuff. But yeah, more so showcasing the rotate tool today. But I really love these. These look super, super cool.
And the rotate in conjunction, so like you're using the rotate tool that's got the, you can adjust the perspective and everything, and then using it with harmonize to relate when you're done to kind of like set it into the scene
They're
is
super
like
nice. Like it's
Yeah.
super cool. Yeah, I absolutely love it. So I kind of want to do a couple more. So what before we're doing the final design, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a create an object using generative fill and then see how it works with the rotate tool. So maybe you can help me with this,
Okay.
what we can kind of push out. So I'm going to select the entire area, pressing Command A to select the whole scene. Then with the generative fill, I'm actually going to use Nano Banana,
Okay.
which is probably my favorite AI model. And we're going to do something nice and simple. And what should we do? Maybe something surreal, maybe like a helmet or something.
Okay.
Create like a futuristic helmet.
Oh,
So
okay. So you're
create
thinking like you want to make an
a
object. Maybe the chat, if the chat
absolutely.
has suggestions, or
Yeah, absolutely. Any suggestions in the chat, let us know. And we'll always love it if you're part of the design process as well.
so create a hyper realistic. You're going with like a helmet, or
Yeah, absolutely. Helmets, isolated on white, 8K detail just helps a little bit. And we'll see what happens. Have a bit of fun with it. Absolutely. From the showcases that I've done so far, which has been your favorite?
well, I love the astronaut. I love Zero. I did love the gosh, I liked aspects of all of them. I thought it was cool to see
Definitely.
the asteroids, which was more like a not like an abstract, but like something that I would imagine it would struggle with understanding all of the angles because that's like very complicated with the lighting and
Absolutely.
everything. But also the harmonize on the elephant to place in the scene was really cool. So there were elements I think I liked of all of them, the different use cases so
I
far.
love that. So this has actually given us a really good outcome. And that's just from a very simple prompt. And I do like this, but I'm going to change the perspective for everything. So I'm going to turn it into a smart object. And then I'm going to remove the background.
Would
And then
designing
we're
like
going
something like
to,
this be like a dream project for you?
pardon?
Would this be like a dream project? Doing like a helmet design?
You know what? A helmet design would be really cool. I've always wanted to like completely do a makeover of my office. I've just never had
Oh,
the
there you
time.
go.
So I would love to have an astronaut helmet in there and like design it myself. I think that'd be so cool.
Totally. When Firefly first came out, the model, and we had I think it might have been just after Generative Fill came out in Photoshop. Actually, I take that back. I had just moved. I bought a house and moved, and I used it
Nice.
to like clear out all the stuff in the listing photos, so I could like change the wall colors and like change the floor and like see how all that stuff kind of look. So it's definitely good for that, for sure.
It's awesome. You know what I've noticed in this as well? It's actually not made the bottom of the helmet like solid. You
Yeah, I
can
see
actually
that.
see
It's
that
got
there's an
depth.
inside.
Mm-hmm.
That is that's insane. You can see
That's
that
cool.
it's actually hollow.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's insane. What the heck? That's whoa. I'm actually like I've used this tool so much, but every time I use it, I always see something new and I'm like, this is crazy. I don't know how this is happening.
Yeah, you wonder.
Perfect.
I don't know.
Just gonna put that there.
But again, it would take so long it to like even if you had that as an image to like mask the bottom of that helmet out, like so that it was, it had the transparency, would have been a task,
Absolutely.
you know?
Also, a lot of this as well, like it just wouldn't be possible or worth the time to do it. Like changing perspective of an object multiple times. It's so tedious. So this is really good. I like this a lot. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then bring us to the design elements. So anyone in the chat has seen Project Hail Mary, let us know.
Yeah.
But no spoilers as well. I hate when people do spoilers. It's probably my number one pet peeve. I'm not even joking. I would stop talking to someone if they ruined the end of The Walking Dead. So, boom,
No
We're gonna
spoilers.
be
This is a
playing around.
spoiler-free
No
zone.
spoilers. Absolutely. That would be the worst thing ever. Imagine coming to like a Photoshop live stream and just getting spoilers for a movie. You're like, what? No. Why are you doing this to me? That would be so bad. Crazy. So what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna build up the scene slightly. Um, put this here. There
So is
we
this
go.
kind of your typical process? You figure out like what elements you want to layer, and you start to kind of build them out like this.
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, this is a very much different kind of process for me. Half the time, I need like deep techno or progressive ambience in the background. Otherwise, I don't really function properly. Even like if I'm driving and if I'm not listening to music whilst I'm driving, I feel super weird. Like I'm like, what's going on? What's happening?
It is true. It's true. It is weird to uh, if you've never live streamed before the silence, you know.
Yeah, 100%. I remember the first time I did a live stream, I think it was last year with Ryan, and it was the first time I could hear myself like working
Yeah.
and like typing, and I was like, "Oh, this feels weird," but it's nice having it with a host, which helps a lot. Okay, so that's why I was rotating the stars. Wait,
Oh, okay.
rotating the stars?
But
I
that's
kind of want to see that.
yeah, right. I wonder what it does for that. Oh, it just treats it as
Whoa.
a kind of like a flat
What?
image.
That's kind of
Oh, but then it
crazy.
gave you a back. That's interesting.
That's so weird. I'm going to use that. That's actually giving me an idea.
All right.
Thank you. That's actually giving me an
Thanks,
idea.
Photoshop. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Photoshop. Yeah, perfect. All right, cool. That's so strange. Um, I saw someone, I think it was Paul Tranny, who did a uh he got like a Mona Lisa painting or like the Girl of the Pearl Earring painting, and he rotated it and you could see the entire face like going like this. It was super weird, but it was pretty cool.
I wonder if you did like a select subject in that case to like pull it out from the background. What just happened?
What just happened? What? What just happened? Okay. I'm actually gonna, you know
It
what? We're gonna
Dina
roll with the
said
punches.
happy
I'm gonna use
mistakes.
that.
That looks cool. The background.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna bring that back. And we're actually going to use that. I just need to get my stars again.
Um,
Ooh, I definitely want to show that as well, actually.
yeah, we're about halfway already, believe it or not. Halfway through the stream.
Perfect.
So if
Okay,
you're
we're going to
just
be using this.
joining us, Jack is showing us a bunch of different use cases, a bunch of different types of images and different uh, composites and things using the
The
object
rotate
rotate in
tool.
Photoshop.
So those who have just joined now, I'm going to showcase really quickly the rotate tool just so you can see it in action. So this is a complete PNG image of some rocks. And then what I'm going to do is get the contextual taskbar. Just get it back up real quick.
So if
Where
you're
is it
joining
gone?
us in the chat, don't forget
There
you
we
can
go.
ask us questions. We are currently live, and when we're not live, if you're watching this on the replay, you can also post comments and ask questions in the chat as well. Or, I mean, in the replay.
Absolutely. And right now, I'm going to be building a kind of space scene inspired by the movie Project Hail Mary. And yeah, right now, I'm just kind of changing up the assets, rotating them to my liking, and also just rolling with the punches. Like, if something goes wrong, I'm just going to use it. I'm going to have fun with it. I think that's part of the design process is don't limit yourself with the exact idea in your mind. If something happens, then, it's okay to change it.
Yeah, I feel like
So when we do this.
nothing is precious. You know what I mean? It's
Oh,
very,
absolutely.
especially in digital. I mean, it's not like we're watercolor painting here. You know, everything is there's an undo button. You know, you can always go back or, you know.
Definitely. No, it's the best way for things, to be fair. As well, like a lot of my my content is tutorial based, But with all these kind of updates coming out, it really inspires me to get back into like the roots of my work and, have fun again.
Yeah, for sure. Always important to be,
Um,
uh, you know, um, personal projects and kind of doing stuff just for yourself is a great way to like learn these different tools without risk. You know what I mean? As opposed to working on like a client project. You certainly don't want to be trying to learn what your process looks like for this, maybe on a
oh yeah,
client project.
absolutely.
But what you learn from that, you can take to your to client work for sure.
So this is actually a perfect use case for the rotate tool right now. So I'm going to build the bottom area for where the subjects are going to be sitting. And I really like the slope, but I
Mm-hmm.
wish it was just like a little bit more leveled, but then it would
Yeah,
change the whole thing. So I'm going to
right.
use the rotate tool.
That makes sense.
Absolutely. I can have some fun with this. So would you see yourself working with this kind of rotate object, or how would you use this in your kind of workflow, Jack?
Yeah, so I could totally see myself using this, and we'll open that question up to the chat as well. So
Absolutely.
chat, you also feel free to throw this in the chat, but um, I like I said, I could see myself doing stuff like this for like uh, I still do some work for that public transit agency, but just stuff where I have to like edit, you know, an image. Like let's say that we had a photo. I mean, you're talking about like straightening an image out here. Let's say we had the the
Definitely.
new, bus stop or whatever that they had built, or like the new charging stations that they had built, and they want to put their specific, bus in the scene, and the perspectives don't quite match. This would be a great kind of use case for that. But
Definitely.
also
Also, that's
mock-ups of stuff. I do probably more branding work, more graphic design.
mock-ups
So
is huge
yeah,
for this actually. Good point. Especially for like different kind of clothing and that kind of stuff and apparel.
right.
That is actually so, so big.
Like you could
Also, I just want to
make
show
your mock-ups like super custom to the client with something like this.
100%. Even like if they had a hoodie of theirs that they
Mm-hmm.
wanted to use for the mock-up, but it just was a really bad angle, you can just change it. It's super easy now. Also, look how cool this is. Like, I changed the exact perspective that I wanted. Um, this was the before of the rock, and this is the same rock, and it's kept the same details. Like, that's crazy how well that's done.
For sure.
Really impressive, actually. I love that. So I'm going to put these over here real quick. And then I'm actually going to bring in our subjects of Zero and
Yay.
his buddy.
The horse? Or wait, no. This
The
is the funny
horse.
one. I thought we were still yeah.
We can have the horse. You know what? I'll add, that's what I'll actually do. I'm actually gonna do that. I'm not even joking because in my designs, I hide my astronaut like hidden in all
Yeah.
my designs. I'm gonna hide him on the horse because that's
Chat,
what
we need a
if
name
Jack
for the
want if
horse.
should we call it? I don't know. Let the chat tell us, please. We
Yeah, for
need we
sure.
need the name. Okay, I'm actually going to go into this image and cut it out. I'm going to press Control J to duplicate the image just in case it goes wrong. And we're going to press remove subject or remove background. Hopefully it just gets the white, but I'm not sure if it's going to do that. It did it. Awesome. Okay, cool. It kind of worked how I wanted. And then I'm going to go back into it with a mask. Also, a little tip, if you're designing and you keep seeing this like blue border popping up and you don't like it, just press Command H and it gets rid of it completely because it really annoys me. So you can just press Command H and then Command H to bring it back. But I don't like it. So
I think it's
preferences.
might be the same exact shortcut in Illustrator as well to hide the bounding box.
That's good to know. That is actually really good to know because it's I find it so frustrating. Okay, I'm also going to make another copy, bring it all into one,
I
and
can
then
also see this working out really well if you're like working on an illustration and you have a sketch. If you like separate out all the pieces to do like different compositions before you commit
100%.
to like a final render, you could like move, change the perspective of your scene, or like, your characters and things, or whatever you're working on. You can kind of manipulate that, because like we said, it can be hard to like visualize that stuff, but being able to kind of see it.
Absolutely. So right now I'm doing a really cool little trick that I actually showcased in a tutorial recently, and it's using the background eraser tool, and I'm gonna get rid of the white areas in the background, but still making it look like glass. And of course,
Mm.
this is just going to be very, very rough because I don't want to take up too much time doing this because I want to focus more on the actual tool itself. But it will showcase a little bit of like what this can actually do, which is super, super nice.
Wait, what is this tool? This is new to me.
Okay, so this tool is, so if we go here on the toolbar
Okay.
and you go to background eraser tool,
Oh, look at that.
turn it into a soft brush. So normally it will be 100% hardness and it will do it like this, which is okay, does decently. I turn down the hardness, make sure it's on this double eyedropper, continuous and tolerance of 50%,
Okay.
and
Oh.
it will just get rid of
Wow,
these
look at
kind
that.
of white areas, which is
Yeah.
super, super handy,
That
which
is
is really nice.
very cool.
Yeah,
And
this
you
is
can,
definitely one of those tricks that is like, oh, you can do that?
yeah. And you can control the flow too, like with the
Absolutely,
settings at the top. Very cool.
absolutely. So
Well,
I'm just gonna do some
I'm
slight
learning so much
areas.
stuff today. I don't know about you, chat. Be sure you go and follow Jack on Insta. You're mostly on Instagram, right?
Yeah, mostly on Instagram. I pretty much post like 4 times a week, showcasing different AI workflows, mostly in Photoshop and Firefly boards and Firefly in general.
Mm.
But I also just kind of just have fun. Like I've posted a ridiculous amount of different kind of designs over the years, storytelling using astronaut as my character. The reason I use an astronaut as well is because I create my own stories, but I want to other people to kind of build their own stories as well. And astronauts don't have race, sexuality, or anything predefined to them. So you can create your own story into my own artwork. And yeah, that's kind of why.
It's a great idea. So if you're
Yeah, I've been
following
doing
along,
that
feel
for
free to
years.
work along with Jack and create your own composition. We'd love to see
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. I'd love that. And I'm just gonna speed run these areas here real quick, just making it kind of look a bit fogged up. Um, and then I'm going to use the rotate tool to change the perspective of the areas.
Yeah, it has sort of a. It's reminding me of those. Do you have those like restaurants that have those like plastic igloos? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, 100%. I find them super weird though. Like, uh, surely you just get boiling hot in them.
Yeah,
I would get
probably.
so
I've never eaten in one, but
claustrophobic.
I'm glad we
Honestly,
know
I'd find that
you know what
super
those are,
strange.
because otherwise that would have been really awkward if I had to try to
Yeah, I'm
explain to
like,
you. No, it's a
what?
plastic igloo that you eat
Plastic
in.
igloo? What are you on about? That's hilarious. Okay, then I'm just going to get the selection tool. Where are you? Yeah, I'm going to use the object selection tool, change it to the lasso, which is up here. Oh, I don't know why it's doing that. No, thank you. Okay, cool. And I'm just going to select the astronaut, select the character, and also this area here. And then using the lasso tool, whilst it's all selected, I'm just going to cut out these areas. And again, I would very much spend way more time on this, but just for the sake of it, I want to show you a little bit of what we can do, especially with this like oval cage thing. I would spend way more time with.
Yeah, we've got about 15 minutes left, believe it or not.
Oh, that's
I
not
feel
too
like
bad.
time has flown by. At least for me,
Which
I'm
is
fascinated by this. So
well, that's good. I'm glad. I'm glad you're enjoying this. Okay, I'm just gonna see how that looks. Eh, not great, but we'll work with it. Why not? Why not?
but imagine if you had to do that all by hand, how long it would have taken
Yeah,
you,
it
really.
would have taken a long, long time, but we can just work with it. And then if I was then to change this properly, which I probably might do, like I'm actually tempted to turn this into a full design. So in that kind of regards, we're gonna do this as the mock-up. That's what we're gonna be
Okay.
doing. So, and I'm gonna use the rotate tool, see what it does, and I want to change it literally slightly, maybe even flip it. Also, you'll notice on the astronaut, very like on the chest, I put the Adobe logo.
Oh, little secret surprise! Look at that. You had to
Yeah,
rotate
little.
it in order for us to see it, but yeah, that's crazy.
Also, it's actually
Yeah, it
fixed
has.
the cage thing, which I hope it
That's
stays
crazy.
because that will save me a lot of time. Please stay. I would love that.
Wow.
Okay, really cool. And then I'm going to actually rotate an entire planet, which will
Oh,
be very
all right.
interesting. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that looks
Okay, and
good.
then harmonize, see what happens. Why not? The cage is really throwing me off, but no, it's all good. It's all good. There's actually a creator on Instagram called Astro who works with Adobe as well, and he did such a cool Project Mary design, and it actually inspired me to watch the movie, which is crazy. But I love when someone inspires you to do something. So shout out to you, Astro.
I'm gonna have to go watch it this weekend.
Oh, please do. Let me know as well.
I
Let me
will,
know what you think. It's
for sure.
super, super awesome.
But I'm not gonna tell the chat. I'll just keep it,
Yeah,
just send it
gatekeep it
over.
from them. That's the best idea. Gatekeep it. That's perfect.
No spoilers,
Okay,
remember?
cool. Absolutely. All right, so I'm gonna get the planet, and I'm going to rotate it. We're gonna do it. All right, I want it behind,
Hmm.
but we're gonna do this. Also, a really cool little trick that I found completely by accident. Say you've got this over here and you're struggling to find the middle of the canvas, it can be really confusing. You can actually go to the very top, and these areas here are currently grayed out. I can't click them. But if you press the three dots, turn it from selection to canvas, you can then click it and it will go to the middle. So, little fun fact, which I definitely wish I knew sooner.
Very cool.
Okay, and then we're going to use the rotate and see what the kind of the back looks like. And then, do you remember earlier when I did the stars and
Hmm.
then it made
Yeah.
that really weird glitch?
Yeah.
I'm going to turn that into this planet's moon and
Oh, that's a
use
good
again
idea.
the rotate tool to kind of change the areas for it. Um, yeah, this is really cool. Whoa, that
That's
is
crazy.
awesome. It's crazy how it's done like, the darkness is here and the light, it
Yeah.
actually makes sense. That's crazy. I am shocked. Whoever in Adobe did this, you need a raise. Like for real. This is insane.
It's just that's what I mean. Like the more abstract stuff is what really blows my mind. Like things
It's
that would be
nuts.
difficult to interpret. Like even for me, that would be hard to like imagine what that
It
might look
just
like.
makes no sense. Like,
Yeah.
how is this Photoshop 2026? I don't get it, but I love it. Thank you. Um, I actually do want to test. I'm pretty sure it does text if the text is a smart object. And that's really cool. So I'm going to test that out later as well.
Yeah,
Um,
you can do text and turntable. It does start to get a little bit weird with like when it goes too far, like to the
yeah,
back. It
absolutely,
has trouble with like where the gaps are and stuff, but it
absolutely.
can handle it. Oh yes.
Um, I've got a funny idea with the horse.
All right.
I think it would
This is
make the
all my
most
fault,
sense
chat.
if the horse was on the planet. I'm just saying.
Yes, I love that.
I
Oh my
think it
gosh,
would just, it's the only plausible
this is
thing for
perfect.
the horse to be on the planet, really, really tiny. And I'm actually going to change the rotation of it because the rotation doesn't
Okay.
make sense. And now it does.
Oh my
Now it
god.
makes sense. Make it make sense, please. This is amazing. I'm actually so happy about this. Yeah, we're actually going to be doing that. And I'm going to press harmonize on it
This is
as well. That
perfect.
is hilarious.
I love
It's
this.
so funny. That is so good. That's brilliant. I love that. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it also is now reminding me of the book The Little Prince, if you're familiar with that. I feel like they did
Oh,
one
what's
of the
that?
it's a I think it's originally a French book, but I think it's a children's book too. But it's about
Oh,
this
that's so cool.
pilot that like crashes his plane and meets this kid in the desert and
Little
talks about
Prince.
all these different planets this kid has visited and stuff. You check it out. It's a short book, but
Okay, I actually, yeah, it's a short book,
yeah.
perfect for me. Has it got
It
photos?
it's got illustrations, and some of the illustrations are like
Whoa.
the kid like on the planets and stuff, and it reminds me of that. So
It's got illustrations. Sign me up. Okay, that's hilarious. So we've got the little guy in the background. It just makes no sense, but I love it. It's just perfect. How are we doing for time? We've got about
we've
nine
got
minutes left, I
just
believe.
under 10 minutes left, so
Just
maybe
under
like
10. Okay,
5 to
perfect.
10 minutes. So maybe do like we could do like one or two more things and then start to wrap it up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I want another little character in here or something. Like, definitely gonna bring this into play. And I'm 100% actually going to turn this into a full design. So if you do want to see the full design, I will be posting it over on my Instagram and doing like a time lapse of it. So
Oh,
I'm going to be using
nice.
this as
That'll
like
be
my
so cool.
starter. So that'll be really good fun.
And that's your
My
Instagram is
question,
0.msh.
yes, yes, you said it right. Yes, legend. Most people say mush, and I'm like,
No.
no, that's not it at all. That's like calling Jack Jack. Like it doesn't make any sense. Don't. So yeah, that's actually made me really happy you said it right. Thank you. Okay, cool. So we've got this area in, and then let's see what other kind of assets we've got. We've got the elephant. I'm going to bring the elephant into play.
Yeah, why
So
not?
why not? Bring the elephant into play, showcase the tool again. I'm going to edit the rotation. This is kind of like a wild zoo in a weird
Yeah,
way.
a
Like I don't know what's
menagerie.
going on. Literally, it makes no sense, but I'm kind of loving it at the same time. We can
Yeah.
edit the rotation. I love how you can go back into previous rotations and just change it. Like that's one of my favorite things, 100%.
That yeah, that and like it remembers so you don't have to like
Absolutely.
regenerate. You can just go back into that object
And
and change it.
it's not distorting the quality either. So it's really nice that everything's like the same thing, which I really, really enjoy. This has been a lot of fun. I kind of had like a plan for today, but with the design, I just wanted to have fun with it and see what we could do.
Yeah, well, I mean, you showed us a lot of different stuff today. And not I mean, so far we've looked at
Absolutely.
the object rotate and all these different use cases. Like you said, we had the first one we took like the subject and then we took sort of the ancillary elements. We've looked at harmonize, we've looked at stuff with transparency, we've looked at products,
100%. We've got
lots of stuff,
loads.
lots of
It's
different use
so good.
cases.
We've
Uh,
got the harmonize tool, coming into play, everything. It just works in really nicely because like a lot of tools I find that only work for one thing. The rotate tool, it can be used for so many different kind of use cases. And it's really fun. I like that a lot. Oh, I like that. That's cool. Perfect. Okay. So I want to bring in maybe the final form. I used to do this in a lot of my designs, my old designs, was I used to have butterflies in my work.
mm,
So I'm just going to quickly generate a um, create a hyper realistic blue butterfly. This is a real throwback to my old kind of workflows because I used to put butterflies in all my designs. I don't know why. Like butterfly, I like them, but I don't know. It's just I think it's because the astronaut has a blue visor and it
mm.
kind of works really nice and like beautiful at the same time.
Yeah, that
So I
makes
think that's
sense.
why I like it.
We might lose folks on Behance in a minute, but we'll just keep going on YouTube. We got like 5 minutes left on YouTube, so
Okay, no worries. Well,
so if
thank you
you're
so much for
watching over
people on
there,
Behance.
hop over, hop over to
Yeah, come
YouTube.
over and we'll check this out. That's perfect as well. It's glowing. Amazing. So I'm actually going to rotate them. using the rotate tool. I turn it into a smart object, and then I'm going to press the rotate
I love
because I
the
don't really
like
like the
glow
angle.
on those. Really
Same.
works.
And something really funny, I used to add blue glowing butterflies
Just there
as
you go.
well.
Read your mind. Knows what's up.
Crazy. Absolutely loving this. This is like, yeah,
That
I'm enjoying this a
it also
lot.
looks like your astronauts like looking up at them, which is cool.
Absolutely.
There
Okay, I'm gonna bring these in, do it more sideways, press OK. Then I want to bring them actually quite low. But I really like how it's kind of like going through the planet as well. I think that brings in a lot of depth in designs when you're overlaying different objects.
It also helps create like leading lines around the composition that
Thousand
the
percent. Yeah, I agree on that one.
viewer can kind of like flow through
It's
all the
like,
different
oh, what am I looking at?
details. Yeah.
That's really nice. Perfect. Okay, cool. And I'm actually gonna get rid of a few of them, create a mask, and just get a few away that I'm not huge on. Yeah, perfect. Just subtle. I like that one.
All right. Well, I think after this we'll do a little wrap up, do a little recap, and
Absolutely.
outro
Well,
it out.
we're all wrapped up.
Yeah.
So, shall I go through real quick just what
Yeah.
we've kind of gone over?
Yeah.
So
Sounds
today
fun.
we've created, well, as you see here, you see the final design showcasing different use cases of the rotate tool, um, compositions, a few tips and tricks along the way. I think a big highlight of today was actually showcasing the where is it? The car kind of design.
Yeah,
And
that
this
worked
one
really
was a
well.
big one. This was a really, really big one. And it was merging an existing composition, removing it with generative fill, then adding in this Lamborghini into the design. And yeah, it worked really, really well. So I'm very happy about that. Thank you everyone so much for joining as well. And thank you so much, Jack, for hosting for me. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for walking us through your process. I mean, I certainly learned a ton of stuff. I am, I would say decently familiar with Photoshop, but even the perspective stuff and that background erase tool, I'm gonna have to check out. So I got a lot of stuff I want to take a look
Definitely.
at after the stream. And but yeah, thank you so much for sharing with us today. Please let everybody know again where they can find you after the stream and check out the final results.
Definitely. So you can check me out on Instagram. I go by the handle 0.msh, and that's 0ZERO, then MSH. Yeah, I got a load of really interesting kind of educational content on there. Do a lot of storytelling. I also do bi-weekly live streams. So if you want to see me again, check me out. I'm live streaming in about a week's time. And yeah, thank you all so much for joining.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. We've got the Adobe Express for Educators stream coming up next after us, and we'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.
Amazing. Bye-bye.